The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Careers with Sara. I am going to discuss about careers every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you have any questions regarding your career situations or regarding your dream job, how you can achieve it, you can message me on Facebook, Let's Talk Careers with Sara, and I will be able to answer those questions. So tonight I would like to discuss about how to communicate your strength at the interview. Lots of times when you go for an interview, the reason you will go for an interview because the hiring manager would like to learn more about you. Not just about your strength, they would like to learn your weaknesses, they would like to learn about why you have changed careers, why you have changed companies, what's the reason you weren't happy, and they will ask you some difficult questions that you perhaps not prepared. So I have on YouTube called the 4 questions to ask before you leave. That's basically at the end of the interview. And also I have some episodes back and before in previous episodes I've discussed about how to avoid certain questions and how exactly politely you can direct them to your strength. And let's dive into discussing your strength. You have to be ready and prepared, knowing about yourself, what you are good at, what skills you will be fit, and what the job description is all about, what the role is. Some job descriptions are accurate and some job descriptions are not accurate. When I try to post a job on a Glassdoor, it would give me a template for that particular job, but it doesn't mean that's what exactly I'm looking for. So some people use that feature and actually post it, and when it comes to an interview, they really don't ask those type of questions. They really ask you different about how flexible you are, about how you are at, staying overtime, how are you working with others, and the most, they'll ask you why exactly you left previous jobs. And I would not always say it's personal, because you are hiding something that they actually want to know what's the reason you left. So here I had a candidate who was interviewed for a job, and she was hired because of her credentials, and that is poor interviewing skills, because it's not her that does the interview, but she went for an interview and they really did not ask her specific questions. What happened was she was hired. In 2 weeks, she quit. And it's nothing to do with a new job. It's because her philosophy is, if you offer me more elsewhere, I will just drop what I'm doing and I will go there. And not knowing that she actually didn't like the position, that's not what she was looking for. She agreed because she was unemployed for a whole month. It was very hard for her and she just did the job. She accepted it right away. And when there was an additional opportunity, she decided not to think twice about it and she left. When I conduct an interview like that, I would definitely ask certain specific questions to know how the philosophy of that person works. If there's too much job hopping, I would really ask and dive into what's the reason for job hopping. If it's, for example, working for a certain company for many years and all of a sudden you quit, I need to know what's the reason you quit. And the reason is not to know your weaknesses, but exactly what is it that you are looking for that perhaps my company or any other company can offer you what you are looking for in order for you to retain in that company. So let's say you are looking for flexibility, I might offer that. If you are looking for overtime, I might offer that. So it all depends. If you are looking for a certain age group, then I might say that's what you're probably going to be, ending up at. So it all depends how much you are your concerns, your what exactly you're looking for, not bashing the old company. You can say I wasn't happy there because it was a new manager that I didn't get along with, or I didn't like the new philosophy, that new policy that they started implementing. I was fine before until that new manager showed up, and I didn't want to escalate to my health issues for that because of stress. It gives me so much stress. So I decided not to stay and leave. Although I love the people, I love the environment. It's close to my home. But at this point, I need to know how my health is going to be actually suited for that. I had a candidate who actually, had the position was on the third floor with no elevator. And my question was, how are you going to be okay with that? I'm not actually going to disqualify you, but I need to know for sure that this doesn't bother you. Because if it does, I will have to think about different position for you that is not on the third floor. And people are desperate. They'll say, I'll do anything just to get a job. But they don't last. Those kind of candidates are leaving so soon. For them, it's not for me. I can't do it. Some candidates live in Brooklyn while I'm in Queens, and the position is in Queens. I'm asking how long it took you to get here. Some are honest, will tell me 2 hours. Some will say 1 hour. Some will say 20 minutes, 30 minutes by car. And I would really dive into how is traffic in the morning. How is that going to affect you? Do you really think that Queens is a good location for you? How about Brooklyn location? How about Manhattan location? I'm in New York, so we have subway stations just about everywhere. But some areas still don't have that. Some people still go for 3 different types of transportation. It's a LIRR, then it goes a bus, and then it's a train, and then it's again a bus. So that type of long commute really affects your performance, your attendance. If you're late all the time, it's not going to happen. I had a candidate who comes from Bronx to Queens, and it takes her 2 hours. She has to be on the station maybe like 6 a.m. and be at work 8 a.m. And I would ask her all the time, do you want to be transferred to a different location? Will that be working for you? Just because she loves the Queens location and she's very happy, she's a teacher, and she already got used to the place, the kids and everyone else, she wouldn't mind to travel that far and wake up extra early just to be on time. And that's incredible. So to find out about your strength, you can just write a list of your strength and figure out your skills, how you are going to be benefiting that company for that role. And I would say, if you are dedicated, say, I'm dedicated. I'm flexible. I am very enthusiastic. I love what I'm doing. I wake up in the morning just to go to work. And in honest truth, this is how I am. I wake up in the morning, I want to just go to work. It's already Friday, I'm dreading the weekend because I can't wait to go to work. And as a coach, coaching is my work. I want to work, I want to see people, I want to do things that I plan to do in order to elevate my performance. Even though I do work for myself, I need to motivate myself somehow. But weekends are just killing it. And not everybody feels that way. Some people just like to go to work, clock in and clock out, and that's it. And honestly, this is type of candidates they are trying to sift through and avoid. So they're asking you those questions that are hard because they already met those candidates and those candidates actually resigned, thank God, and they are looking for new candidates who are not just like them. And if you sound like desperate, I want to work, I really will do anything just to work, your energy will definitely going to spread out, and you will have no more motivation to continue doing what you're doing. So think about what type of job will motivate you in order for you to go and know that at the interview. When I went for an interview, I really loved writing. This is what was my passion. I really couldn't wait until I sit on the computer, start writing memos, start writing like all types of letters, and start writing, typing whatever I need to type, emails. I just love it. This is what I love, and I went into copywriting for this. But my interview was just that. Write me a letter, any letter, and I want to see how your writing skills is. And this I never had in any interview. That was an interview for a position that I had in an office manager, and I knew why she was asking me for this. I knew why. She wanted to know my punctuation, my grammar, how am I writing, hard vocabulary words, or am I writing too simple words? This type she was looking for, and she didn't tell me. She was actually assessing me, evaluating me to see if I am fit for the position. And I did. I wrote for her 2 pages. And she was shocked. She was shocked and amazed, and she read word for word in front of me silently, and she said, "Wow, you are actually wrote so much." And I never had anyone write that. I had maybe someone write a paragraph, but you wrote like 2 pages. And I would say, yeah, I love writing. And I was very, very honest. I really described my strength. And I was hired on the spot. And she said, okay, your first day starting tomorrow. Come for the training. And that was amazing. That was amazing. If you love design, you showcase your design. You create a portfolio so that you can impress someone. If you are a teacher, I would really strongly recommend to create a resume folio. It's a resume with a portfolio that has basically all of your work. That includes your resume, your mission, your cover letter, your thank you letter, your lesson planning, your recommendations from parents, from teachers, from staff, your any articles you wrote. And honestly, I learned that in college in my graduate program, and the professor just advised it. He said if you want to work for DOE, or if you want to work for a position, if you want to even stand out from the crowd, this is what you are going to have. You need to have A, B, C, D in the portfolio, and anything basically that you publish should be in the portfolio. And when I was interviewing a candidate for a teaching position, a candidate from NYU University. She was actually applying for a director position with no experience in leadership. However, she came with portfolio. Out of 10 candidates that I interviewed, did not have a portfolio. Did not. She came, she brought her lesson plans, her newsletters, her activities that she did in the classroom, her all sorts of things. It was a very thick portfolio, and that was really a good time to spend looking at the portfolio, discussing what exactly she was thinking when she was doing the lesson, who was she targeting, what was the message, what was the objective of this lesson. And that was really amazing. I learned so much about this candidate, and I was sure that this is the right candidate that I want. Somebody who knows what she's doing. She actually showcased her strength of doing what she loves, and that was teaching. And this is what you should do. So if you are applying for sales, I would really recommend you to have some proven results that you sold, maybe some graphs in a portfolio of showing your quarterly sales or your annual sales, anything to show them that you are actually not just a sales, but you are a sales manager. You are managing your sales products. You are managing your sales accounts. You are a sales manager. Some people say, I never been a sales manager, I always did sales. But if I say you know how to close, it's either you call yourself a high ticket closer or you call yourself a sales manager. And although you never been a manager, but you know how to manage accounts and you know how to manage people, you don't need to have anyone give you that title. You give that title to yourself. And that's how I did it. I gave a title for myself. I wasn't waiting for anyone to give me a title because I knew my strength. I knew my worth, and I knew how to communicate my strength at the interview. So if you are looking to know your strength and you don't know what are your strengths, you think you know but you're not sure, I do assessments, assessing your strength, your skills, and your experience. And based on that, we come up with several of key points of what you should be considering yourself as. We come up with titles that you are qualified for. When I say we, it's you and me. We come up together for companies that you are qualified to work at, and also be ready to discuss about those strengths that came up in the assessment. And this has worked so much for my clients, and by knowing exactly what your strengths are, you are very confident walking at the interview and coming out as well. And you are going to be very confident negotiating your salary at the interview, that they will not say no, that they will say, okay, we'll do that. So I have seen it and I have done it, and I've seen my clients are happy with this method. My strategies work, and my philosophy actually works for any job that you are going to apply. Whether it's in a restaurant, whether it's in the corporate world, whether it's a CEO position or a vice president or a loan officer or any particular job, even if you're a graduate student, these strategies work. And you need to know that if you are not knowing what your strengths are, you are going to show your insecurities. You are going to show that you are not ready for the interview, and you will be embarrassed and upset about yourself. So I am trying to actually help you here and not go to that level. Have a coach to assess your skills, your strength, and your experience, and so you can walk confidently at the interview and discuss about your strength. Some will want to hear your weaknesses, but I will teach you how to redirect to your strength. You can discuss it briefly, but redirect to your strength, that they will forget about your weaknesses and will say, you know what, I think we found the right candidate. You can start tomorrow with the paperwork. And this doesn't happen to anyone. It happens only for those who are ready, who already know the strategies. In fact, if you are listening to it as a podcast, you will see the links in the description of a booklet that is basically going to help you with assessing your skills actually on your own. It's a booklet that is like a workbook. It costs $17, and you're basically going to know exactly about yourself more. So if you are going to do that workbook and you are going to go for an interview, you will be expected basically those questions, and you'll be expected. And if they don't even ask those questions, then you can discuss them at the interview. So you are not actually losing out on this, you are actually gaining it. It's like a blueprint of knowing who you are for yourself, and also a blueprint of discussing this at the interview. This is how you communicate your strength. Mainly, you say you are dedicated, you are flexible, and you are very, very persistent, and you love doing what you're doing. You love your job. If you are still not clear about how to communicate your strength, send me a message on Facebook, Let's Talk Careers with Sarah, and I will answer them after this break.
Hey, did you know you could get paid to travel the world and teach English? I'm Tamara with Let's TEFL, and I'm here to introduce you to the world of teaching English overseas. Native English speakers are in high demand all over the world. Think Thailand, China, Italy, Spain, and schools will pay around $2,000 to $3,000 per month for qualified teachers. It's a great way to see the world and get paid at the same time. With our online course, you can become a certified English language teacher and work all over the world. You don't need any previous teaching experience. You can study at your own pace and gain your qualification within a few weeks. We'll provide extra training to help you pass job interviews, and we'll even help you find an exciting job overseas. So what are you waiting for? Click the link below and get started today.
I own a small business. I need help with HR compliance, but I can't afford to hire someone. I also can't afford not to.
I'm Ashley. I'm a senior HR manager at Bambi. Not a consultant or a hotline, a dedicated HR manager that you can hire for just $99 a month. Seriously, I'll craft your company policies, employee handbook, and ensure compliance. And I'll deal with the government on your behalf. We're called Bambi, and we're a new kind of HR, built and priced specifically for small business. Here's how it works.
First, I thought this was some sort of offshore call center, but...
It's not. Rick joined Bambi for just $99 a month. I'm dedicated to his company. I have 10 years of experience, support all 50 states, and I'm HR certified.
I can reach Ashley by phone, email, or real-time chat. It's as easy to reach her as it was to get started.
First, I performed a full internal HR audit of his business. I found mistakes, some of them serious, so I drafted up an HR plan that made sense to Rick and his company. I crafted federal, state, industry, and custom policies, like paid time off. Then I work with his team and help Rick implement those policies across the company.
She helps me with onboarding new employees, from drafting job descriptions to new hire paperwork. She even coached me through a stressful termination.
All for just $99 a month.
I also get access to their easy-to-use platform. There, I have a bird's eye view of my staff so I can be sure their relationship with my company stays compliant. My team can chat with her directly to field questions and resolve conflict like harassment. Job descriptions, employment agreements and background checks, all digital, all centralized. My company policies are visible in one place and actually makes changes whenever my business needs them.
Rick also has access to our corrective action platform. Document incidents, written and verbal warnings, and performance improvement plans, all done online with my help.
I've known I've needed HR for a long time. My assistant and Google aren't going to keep me out of trouble forever.
You're welcome. In the past, hiring an HR manager has cost $60,000 to $70,000 a year. Well, it's the future. Bambi is available now for small business owners like you, starting at $99 a month. Seriously. Bambi, get an HR manager, craft HR policy, and maintain compliance.
Now, this I'm going to say about more marketing. If you are a marketer at your work and you want to be better, I found an article from the Sales and Marketing magazine that you need to know your customers better than your competition does. The foundation of an effective marketing strategy is a comprehensive knowledge of customers' needs, having a better sense than your competitors for what creates customer value provides a huge advantage. In fact, they say the goal is to have a better sense than even your chosen customers themselves. So here are the steps that I'm going to share with you. And just be ready, pen and paper at all times when you are listening to my episodes. So number 1 is spend more time with the customer than your competition. Marketers generally spend no more than a few days a year face to face with those who buy their products. Quality time with customers is great, but quantity is even more important. Decision makers who spend enough time seeing the day-to-day lives and challenges of their customers have a level of understanding that staged drop-ins cannot provide. In addition, they can get the credit that comes from being the supplier that is willing to walk in its customer's shoes. The consumer insight is best gained by frequent face-to-face contact with consumers and customers. But it can also be augmented with through short, inexpensive surveys with quick turnarounds. The knowledge gained and hypotheses generated from frequent surveying can make your physical time with customers much more productive. The number 2 is watch consumers buy your product. How do new customers find you? What is the customer experience? Use Google Analytics to monitor how customers navigate your website. Where do they land? Where do they spend time? And where do you lose them? So, John Deere saw an opportunity after watching landscape contractors get ready for an installation job. They saw these contractors spend hours going to one dealer to pick up sod, another for gravel and stone, and another for topsoil. The trek continued on to pick up paving stones, sprinkler system parts, and lighting supplies. Since jobs weren't planned well, many of these outlets were visited multiple times on the same job. From this insight came to the formation of John Deere Landscapes, the landscaping contractor's one-stop shop for not only parts, equipment, and horticulture, but also for landscape, design services, and consumer financing support. Number 3 is watching consumers use your product. Observing consumers as they use your product or receive your service is the perfect chance to understand which features create value, which ones are never used, and which ones actually get in the way. Watching customers use your product can help you make it better and also develop new products. Number 4, engage end users as product designers. Too few companies realize their customers can become partners in product development. Customer partnerships have become common for software companies, which frequently employ groups of beta users to try out their products and provide feedback for product refinements. Now, there is a boutique diving watch manufacturer, Celos, partnered with a Facebook dive watch group. Instantly, the 32,000 members of this group felt as an affinity for the new diving watch models, which they had helped to shape and design. Not only did Zelos benefit from the group's expertise, it also gained the advocacy of leading influencers in the market. And the last thing is don't sink in customer data. The copious amount of data available on consumers is invaluable, but it also creates a dangerous temptation to spend hours and hours analyzing spreadsheets and runs the risk of confusing quantification for the true understanding. So now you know how to serve your customers better than your competition does. You spend more time with a customer than your competition. You watch customers buy your product and you watch customers use your product. Engage end users as product designers by having partnerships, and you provide the clear customer data. When you're focused so much on your customer than just on sales, you provide valuable information for your customers and they will vouch for you and give you the testimonials that you are looking for. So, if you want to be a great marketer, this is the way to go. Now, another thing I want you to focus as a great marketer manager, that social sellings reduces marketing budget. So many digital marketing executives are expected to deliver the same or better results. Social selling is a proven way for marketing teams and sales professionals to connect with their audiences. It is within these social networks where prospects and customers live that smart marketers and salespeople build personal brands, demonstrate thought leadership, drive engagement, and ultimately nurture relationships to generate inbound leads that deliver revenue results. So here are 4 simple steps to becoming a social selling leader. 1. Demonstrate your expertise. Today's buyers are looking to do business with companies or individuals who they trust and can provide specialized knowledge and expertise. Every time you engage in social media, you have the opportunity to create an impression that you or your brand are thought leaders, whether it's offering your unique insight on relevant content that you have shared or having an interesting commentary on other people's content. Publishing on social lets you present a perspective that builds trust and confidence. Create interactive conversation. Beyond sharing interesting content, the best way to drive visibility for your post or ensure its longevity, like more than 20 minutes, is to create real and meaningful conversations. Standard measures on social media such as likes or emojis are nice, but they don't mean much in terms of resonating with the audience in a way that drives leads. The best posts generate thoughtful response and have others chiming in to lend support on an idea or offer a counterpoint. If you want to initiate a discussion but steer clear of controversy, prompt your audience with a question, share a personal story, or ask directly for feedback. Then engage with your audience. Once you've created or contributed to a conversation, don't stop there. If it's something you started, be active in responding to comments that are left. Thank people for sharing their perspective, present a counterpoint to an argument with which you disagree, respond with how you are going to apply feedback they might have provided. Every interaction you have reflects on your ability to position you or your brand's expertise in your domain or product area. Social media should be a dialogue, not a monologue. And the last thing I would say is connect. Connect. Once you have people buying into your expertise, it's important to connect to these individuals as they represent the qualified leads you are hoping to engage with professionally and convert to new customers. Be sure to personalize the invitation by referencing the interaction you had with each other and your interest in connecting. One note of caution: don't take acceptance of your invitation to a connect as license to immediately sell them something. This is often a big turnoff at this early stage of relationship building and can get you blacklisted immediately. Nurturing a relationship needs to happen over time, but connecting is the first step to building highly qualified, engaged prospects. As marketers, you will continue to face cost-conscious environment where you need to generate real business results. With increasingly limited budgets, social selling is one of the most cost-effective tactics being used by savvy marketing and sales organizations to create meaningful and memorable conversations with prospects and clients. These conversations ultimately help marketing and sales advance their brand and build and nurture relationships with qualified leads and prospects that drive top-line revenue.
Hello, this is Sara Yusupov. Stop by my show, Let's Talk Careers with Sarah, Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, where I will discuss about your dream job, career coaching, answering your questions regarding careers, exclusively on TuneIn Satellite and the Armed Radio Global Networks.
I saw her today at the reception, a glass of wine in her hand. I knew she was gonna meet her connection. At her feet was a footloose man. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, well, you might find you get what you need. And I went down to the demonstration to get my fair share of abuse, singing words gonna vent our frustration. If we don't, we're gonna blow a 50 amp fuse. Sing it to me. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, well, you just might find you get what you need. Oh, baby, yeah. Oh. I went down to the Chelsea drugstore to get your prescription filled. I was standing in line with Mr. Jimmy. A man, did he look pretty ill. We decided that we would have a soda. My favorite flavor, cherry red. I sung my song to Mr. Jimmy. Yeah, and he said one word to me, and that was there. I said to him, you can't always get what you want. Look, you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. Look, but if you try sometime, you just might find you get what you need. Oh yeah. Woo! In her glass was a bleeding man. She was practiced at the art of deception. Well, I could tell by her bloodstained hands. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want.
through with standing in line to clubs I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be.
Tell me what you want.
I want a brand new house on an episode of Cribs, and a bathroom I can play baseball in, and a king-size tub big enough for 10 plus me.
So what you need?
I'll need a credit card that's got no limit, and a big black jet with a bedroom in it. Gonna join the Mile High Club at 37,000 feet.
Been done.
I want a new tour bus full of old guitars, mine star on Hollywood Boulevard. Somewhere between Cher and James Dean is fine for me.
So how you gonna do it?
I'm gonna trade this life for fortune and fame. I'd even cut my hair and change my name. Cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses, driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. Well, I'll stay skinny cause we just won't eat, and we'll hang out in the coolest bars in the VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny with a bleached blonde hair. And well, hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. Hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. I wanna be great like Elvis without the tassels. Hire 8 bodyguards that love to beat up assholes. Sign a couple autographs so I can eat my meals for free.
I have the quesadilla.
I'm gonna dress my ass with the latest fashion, get a front door key to the Playboy Mansion. Gonna date a centerfold that loves to blow my money for me.
So how you gonna do it?
I'm gonna trade this life for fortune and fame. I'd even cut my hair and change my name. Cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses, driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. Well, I'll stay skinny cause we just won't eat, and we'll hang out in the coolest bars in the VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny with a bleached blonde hair. And we'll hide out in the private rooms with the latest dictionary of today's who's who. They'll get you anything with that evil smile. Everybody's got a drug dealer on speed dial. Well, hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. I'm gonna sing those songs that offend the senses. Gonna pop my pills from a Pez dispenser. Get washed up singers writing all my songs. Lip sync them every night so I don't get them wrong. Well, we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses, driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. We'll all stay skinny cause we just won't eat, and we'll hang out in the coolest bars in the VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny with a bleached blonde hair. And we'll hide out in the private rooms with the latest dictionary of today's who's who. They'll get you anything with that evil smile. Everybody's got a drug dealer on speed dial. Well, hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. Hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star.
As soon as you're born, they make you feel small by giving you no time instead of it all. Till the pain is so big you feel nothing at all. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. They hurt you at home and they hit get you at school. They hate if you're clever and despise a fool. Until you're so crazy you can't follow their rules. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. When they tortured and scared you for 20-odd years, then they expect you to pick a career. When you can't really function, you're so full of fear. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. You doped with religion and sex and TV, and you think you're so clever and classless and free, but you're still peasants as far as I can see. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. At the top, they're telling you still, but first you must learn how to smile as they kill. If you wanna be like all the folks on the hill. A working class hero is something to be. Working class hero is something to be. Working class hero is something to be. If you want to be a hero, well, just follow me. If you want to be a hero, well, just follow me.